The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is one of my favorite books of all time. It was really life-changing for me in so many ways. And there's one particular quote in there that for some reason I keep referring back to. It's that potent for me. So I'll just read it right now. All negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. So that quote is profound because it made me realize that all of these forms of fear, like especially the fear part with the future, all of these forms of fear are the result of being too in the future and not in the present moment. Like, of course, I always come back to this. We can use the past to learn from it, and we can use the future to, like, plan on what you're going to do. But the key is making the present moment your home. And if you make the future or the past your home and ignore the present moment, that's when all of these fears and these forms of non-forgiveness that Eckhart Tolle mentions, that's when that becomes prevalent. So when someone is too in the future, when they're living for the future, living in the future and missing the present moment, they are going to be consumed by fear and those fear-based emotions like anxiety and worry. And if someone is too consumed by the past and not in the present moment enough, they are going to be consumed by those forms of non-forgiveness like guilt, resentment, and that kind of stuff. So it really all comes down to presence. That's why the whole book is called The Power of Now. So it's all about that. And again, I'm not saying to never think about the past or to never think about the future, but it's about using the present moment as your home, being in the present moment, and then reaching into the past or future when the situation calls for it, when it's necessary. So that's what it's all about. And I'm also fascinated by anxiety and worry and all that kind of fear. So it made me realize, because like I had paralyzing anxiety when, like, a few years ago and during high school and college, social anxiety, all of that stuff. And once I started getting into these concepts of present moment awareness and mindfulness and all of that, that anxiety slowly dissipated. So it's an interesting concept. And fear, everyone says that fear is false evidence appearing real, and that's true. Fear, the psychological fear, it's insidious and it's all made up, you know? Danger can be very real, but fear, it's like a psychological apparition. It doesn't really exist. It's just your mind extrapolating all of these negative possible situations into the future. But danger could be real. Like, for example, if you're in the present moment and you're getting chased by a bear, that danger is real, but it's not. You're not busy like worrying about it in your head. You're just running, you know, or climbing a tree. Even though bears can outrun you and climb trees, it's really hard to escape a bear. You might be playing dead. But the point is, you're not going to be consumed with all these what if scenarios and like consumed by that psychological stress. So fear is false evidence appearing real. Danger can be very real. And so it's all about being in the present moment, because that's what creates that lightness of being. When you're in the past, in the future, you're carrying all of this psychological burden with you. And that stuff, it haunts you and it weighs you down. And like I talked about yesterday, life is like a hot air balloon. Once you untether yourself, once you release all of those burdens, you naturally float up. So That's what it comes down to, being in the present moment. So immerse yourself in the present moment. Make the present moment, the now, your home, because it's really all that exists. And then refer to the past or the future when you need to. Alright? Stay in the moment. Peace, peace. Much love and one love, baby.